everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kimberly, and here on this channel, we talk about all things beauty, from makeup, skincare, hair, and perfume. If those things interest you, just keep on watching. So today, I thought I would do a get ready with me using the new collection from Singe Beauty. I purchased the Huldra palette and also some lashes. She just came out with some new half lashes, so I thought I'd give them a try. I am not a lash girly at all. Most of the time I use Glamnetics because that's like the best I can do. But I am going to definitely give that a try. But I really wanted to use this Huldra palette. I just thought it was absolutely beautiful. I just love the tones in it. Obviously, when you see these greens and purples, they're just absolutely stunning, and I absolutely love the Singe Beauty formula. I also thought I would pair it, since it did get relaunched, the Paisely Hoot palette. This is a very nice neutral palette. As you can see, she has been loved. And I just love the warm tones in here. You have some greens and you have oranges and yellows and all the things that I just love. But I thought I would kind of combine some of these shades with the Huldra palette, since they came out at the same time, at least this one as a re-release. I thought, why don't we put these two together? So also to do this look, we look and we don't judge. Yes, I have all of the Singe Beauty brushes. These are just a bunch of the eye brushes and some duplicates. I have the face brushes as well. I use them every day when I'm doing my makeup. So I thought I would pull some of these out to do this eye look as well. And I thought, since I came on with a freshly clean face, that I would get ready with you all the way through the completed look. I did want to say that the main thing I want to talk about in this get ready with me, I am a sports person, and the Knicks just won the NBA championship. So I thought I would talk a little bit about sports and talk a little bit about that. First, we're going to start though with the Vitamin Enriched Base, face base. And this is by Bobbi Brown. This is the Tokadori version of the packaging that they had out a few years ago, but this is such a nice moisturizing base. I've been using this a lot recently, and it really has helped the longevity of my foundation, and it's very hydrating. And I have super dry skin. It's the Sahara Desert, probably has more hydration than my skin. Okay, so I need all the help I can get. So to have a nice primer and a moisturizing base, 2-in-1 works for me. Okay, so first we're going to start with our eye primer, and I'm going to use the Locked In Base by Day Day Signature, and I think I'm going to use the shade Sandy Seal. It's a little bit, well, it's lighter than my skin tone, but it does help the shadows pop a little bit. And you don't need much. A dab will do you. So we will do that. So we're going to tap that in here. Great, so it's on. So I figured I would talk a little bit about the NBA. So I am a huge sports fan. I watch pretty much all sports, basketball and football being my favorites. And I did notice a couple years ago that the makeup community was kind of getting into the sports. ColourPop, for example, had the collaboration with the NBA, and they had a bunch of NBA teams where they made palettes and clear bags and eyeliners, and someone may have bought the whole collection. Anywho, but I was happy to see that even the beauty community and makeup community was getting more into sports, and realized there were a lot of women and men who love makeup who also love sports. So I was really happy to see that. So in that vein, last night the Knicks played, and I'm recording this obviously the day after the NBA finals completed. The Knicks won their first NBA championship in 53 years. So I'm going to do a purple and green look, I think. I'm not going to really talk about all the shades because I kind of want to just talk about the NBA finals. But maybe as I go along, if I can think about it, I will let you know. But I am going to start, I think, with the shade Shape Shifter, which is this really pretty purple. And we'll start there. So if you follow the NBA at all, like I said, the NBA Finals concluded last night. It included the San Antonio Spurs against the Knicks. The cool thing about the Spurs is they have a 7 foot, I think he says 7'4", though he looks like he's 7'10". Just absolutely wonderful generational player, Wemby, and he is a superstar already. He's only been in the league, I believe, 2 or 3 years, and he has transformed the San Antonio Spurs franchise. He is so versatile. He's able to hit threes. He obviously is very tall, so he plays center, but he can also play on the outside, so he's not limited to down low. He can handle sometimes like a guard. They call him the alien because of how versatile he is. So he helped lead a bunch of very young players, mostly I think all in the age where they're starting 5 were probably in their lower early 20s. Wemby, I think, is 23. A couple of their guards were in their 20s, 21 years old. So a very young team. Now, last year, the Oklahoma City Thunder won the championship. And they were a pretty young team. But this team pretty much came out of nowhere. I don't think anybody thought that they would be ready to make the finals this year, but they kind of surprised everyone and showed up a little earlier. They knew because of how good Wemby was that he would get them there probably would get them there in a relatively good time frame. But I think they showed up a little early even for them. However, I was really happy that they did, because I'm always, if my team isn't in it, and my team is the Lakers, if they're not in it, then I like to see, new winners or people who've been reaching their dreams, because a lot of these kids have been trying to do this or wanted to do this for their entire lives. So we're going to grab, and that was a Singe Beauty EO8 brush that I used to put that down. And we're probably going to grab another Singe Beauty EO8 brush. No, we're going to grab a EO6 brush for the Guardian shade, which is really pretty green. And we're going to put this right here. So, I really like seeing these young kids, get to realize their dreams of winning an NBA championship. So I really enjoyed the finals. Now, one of my only gripes is I live on the East Coast. So starting at 8 o'clock on the weekday, not great, because I have to go to bed. And then I usually end up recording, yes I do, recording the games and then watching them the next day. However, luckily, I guess, well, unluckily if you were rooting for the San Antonio Spurs, the last game was last night, so I was able to stay up and watch the whole thing. The finals and actually the whole playoffs this year have been very, very interesting. The games have been very competitive for the most part. There have been a couple blowouts, as there usually are, but most of the games have actually been really, really good. And I don't think many people thought the Knicks were going to win. Obviously, their fan base is very, very rabid and are huge fans. And the Knicks haven't won a championship in 53 years. So I wasn't even around when they last won a championship. So for them to make it to the finals, and they did it in grand fashion, they really kind of just took the NBA by storm. I mean, they won 15 out of their last 16 games to win the championship. So they really did a wonderful job. And they were a great team, and are a great team, I should say. But the way they play together is absolutely, it was beautiful to watch. And I think that's the thing I love the most about sports, is that it not only does it bring people together for the same goal, even people who are fans of a sport, you could not know anyone, and if you root for the same team, you're almost like family. And I think that's one of the things I like the best about sports, about how it brings people together. So now I'm going to use a EO5 an EO5 brush, and I'm gonna get some of the Roots, which is this dark brown, just to kind of darken out the outer V here. So that was the thing about the game last night. So the games have been very close. In fact, the Knicks have not led for the whole 5-game series. I think it was like total of 69 minutes, and over 200 or so minutes the Spurs led. I mean, they led most of it. Most games they came out and had big leads, and the Knicks just kind of clawed back, to be honest with you. And one of the games, I think it was game 4, the Knicks actually only won by 1 point. It was a really dramatic tick by Anunoby at the end that got them the win, and it was absolutely spectacular. You know, like I said, I had to watch it the next game, but it was such a good game, and I truly did enjoy it. But going into the final games last night, so they had to go back to San Antonio, but the Knicks fans, it's crazy. They were so into the game, and so many of them there. I think it was probably like 1,000 of them there. They travel so well because, like I said, it's been 53 years since their team won. And you should see the amount of celebrities that came out for this championship. It's pretty much only ones you see that many celebrities, which you kind of think about it. It's LA and New York. And there were some of these celebrities, you know, who have been Knicks fans, you know, their whole life. And then when they got enough money, they were able to buy season tickets. And so they were able to, you know, afford to get these great seats, you know. This is so nice. I really like these colors together. Nice. But it was really good to see how many people traveled, and then to see these people who, you know, these are stars of film and music, act literally like little children when the Knicks won is just absolutely fantastic, you know. And then you see the old players, you know, the players who had been there for many years. Some of the old Knicks, like Patrick Ewing, who Charles Oakley was there, Allen Houston, John Starks. I'm sure Larry Johnson was there, but I didn't see him. But, you know, Clyde Frazier. I mean, all these guys came out just to try to see their Knicks win. And it was so nice to see the support across the generations, you know. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. And the game itself was very competitive. You know, the Spurs came out and they were really hot. They were taking things over. I really just thought that maybe they could do it, you know, but it wasn't meant to be for them. All right, so out of the Paisley Hoot palette, I'm going to grab for the underbrow. I think I'm going to grab a little bit of this tan shade right here. And I'm going to use this EO2 brush, all from Singe Beauty. And I'm going to tap into that, and we're just going to put this just here under the brow. There we go. Just like so. Mostly on the inner because it's closer to my skin tone. So that's not so stark. Like that. And you know, I think I'm actually gonna grab, and this is a Singe Beauty EO1 brush, and I'm actually gonna grab a little bit of this lighter green, and I think I'm gonna put I'm gonna put that right there, just above that purple. And kind of fade it into that tan shade. And then I'm gonna grab that other Singe Beauty that I used, the purple, and no additional product, and just kind of meld the two together. Like so. Cool. And go back in a little, that green shade. and just tap that in. And I just love how, even though this is a lighter color, how well this is showing up. So cool. So the Knicks were down in the first quarter, and pretty much I think most of the first half. And they just kept fighting back and fighting back. And Jalen Brunson, God bless that man. He is just absolutely phenomenal. And you know, he came over from the Dallas Mavericks, signed as a free agent, I think about 3 or 4 years ago, and took a lot of heat, well, took some heat for actually taking a pay cut. Like, he signed for $100 million less than he could have, you know, which is still a ridiculous amount of money that he signed for, but he didn't get the Supermax because he said, I want to be able to win. I mean, I need to have help. I need to have, you know, players around me. And some people thought, you know, he's nuts. You know, you should get as much as you can, you know, and you only have so many years. How long may you be great? You know, that kind of thing. And he said, nope. I really want to make sure that I have people around me who can help me win. And that, to me, it really shows a good leader, right? That shows someone who realizes that, you know, as he said, like last night, they say a rising tide lifts all boats. So will he probably get that money back? Hard to say, but probably pretty close. You win an NBA championship, especially in New York, and it has been 53 years since it happened. You know, endorsers are going to start calling. Trust me. He can say, I'm an NBA champion. Now, one of the other parts that's really cool about that story is that his dad used to play for the Knicks. He was a journeyman, so he played for a few teams, but he also played for the Knicks. So to be able to sign to your basically hometown team, and your dad is one of the coaches on the team. And I think it's the first time in NBA history that a dad-son combination won a chip, you know. So that's really awesome, you know. But to see him at the end of the game be able to go and his dad give him a hug. My base. And I use for underpainting the curve case, put it kind of here. And I use this KVD brush to put it on. And it works pretty well for me. Nice formula. It's very creamy and it lasts for a long time. This is my second one, and I think my first one lasted me about 2 years. And I use it every day, pretty much. So it didn't go bad, didn't smell funny, performed well. So I will say, I really do like it. And, you know, it also has blushes that you can use, obviously a darker and a mid-tone pink, and then a darker and a lighter orange. I really like this a lot. However, for underpainting today, I'm going to use the Grape Soda blush by Danessa Myricks, because we're going to use some of our Singe Beauty blushes. But for the underpainting, like I said, I like to do this because it helps sometimes with the colors. So I'll put that there. And I love just how pigmented this is. I mean, it's, as you can see, it is pretty pigmented. So, love that. Such good blushes. I mean, obviously you can use these anywhere, but I primarily use it as a blush. Highly recommend that. Now it's time for my foundation, and I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury, the new one, Airbrush Flawless Filter foundation, and this is in 13 Neutral. I really like this foundation a lot, and to put it on, I'm actually going to use from the Tati, I think it's what, Designed by Tati, Details by Tati brush collection. So I just put this on the brush, and then I just apply it directly to my face like so. It helps me be pretty precise, so I can put it right above the brow there and kind of carve it out, which is really cool. So I love that part of the brush. It also lets me get to this nose area really easily. So I really do enjoy it. Pretty much been doing it since I started using it every time I do my foundation now. And I just put it on like this. And like I said, it just makes it so much easier to put the foundation exactly where I want it. Like that. Get it all wiped off. Like so. And then use the brush side and buff it in. And I think it does a really good job of smoothing out the foundation. Cool. All right. So for our powder, we're going to use the Givenchy Prism Libre, and this is number 6, Fennel Epicé. Yeah, not much in the French, but it's the number 6 for the Givenchy. And she, if you could look at her, you could tell she is used very well. I have a backup that I got during the Sephora sale. And one thing I like about it is I can decide how much of a particular color. So I just tap it in the chart and in the cap here, and you can see I have some of the brown and the lighter, a little bit of the red, or the pink. But if I don't want a lot of it, I can actually turn it so I don't get as much of that. So that's pretty cool. So here we go, put that here. That's pretty. Cool, I like how that looks. So we got that on. Now I'm going to use the Blend Bunny and Jordan Liberty Masterclass bronzer palette. This is the 08. It's the dark deep version, and I'm going to use one of their brushes. They also launched with the blush palette, but I'm using that, and I'm using 2 of the darkest shades and kind of mixing them together and just putting it here. And on the top of my forehead. And I really like this formula. It just goes on so well. And I think it's just so smooth, and it's pigmented enough, and I really like how it blends. It doesn't lift up any foundation. So it does a really good job, I think, of adding some depth to my cheeks, and I really enjoy it. It's a good formula. Such a banger. For our blush, Singe Beauty came out with the Evocative collection. There are multiple ones. This is how many I have. I have a lot of them. They go on very well. They're pigmented. And today I think I want to do a combination of these 2. And this Tintious Plum is the darker one, and then Fearless Fig is the lavender shade. And I think I want to use them in combination. So I think I want to do the darker one, which is the Pretentious Plum. This beautiful deep plum shade, and then this lavender beautiful shade. And I want to kind of do like of a light to dark, and it's kind of been in the beauty news recently, but I want to use this technique of doing the lighter kind of underneath my under eye and then the darker on the outer. But first, let me put on my concealer, and this also the Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm using numbers. I mean, why do we have to make these things so small? 13 deep and 12 tan. So obviously same color as my foundation, just a little dot for the outer part, and then a little highlight underneath. So one dot is all you need. This concealer will last me a long time. You do not need a lot to do this. You do not need a lot at all. So second little dot there and there. Those are our friends. And trust me, that's more than enough. So we'll get our brush here. And we'll use one of the face brushes from Singe Beauty. This is the EO2. Oh, FO2. See, excuse me. F for face. FO2. And we'll just kind of blend that in there. And you see it does a very good job of putting on and tapping in the concealer. I like the shape because it kind of gets in the crevices pretty well. And the concealer is really nice. It doesn't crease on me, even when I wear it all day, so that's really good. I may consider even getting a even brighter shade, but I like this combination for now. There we go. And now I'm going to use my Pat McGrath Labs under eye powder, and this is in baby pink, and it's really pretty. And I'm going to use a Sonia G brush for this, and just kind of tap that in. And I'm using that to kind of set the concealer. Like so. Does such a good job. For our blushes, we're going to start with Pretentious Plum. And I'm going to grab a little bit of this. This is a Sigma Beauty Soft Sculpt brush. I'm just going to buff this into the cheek. And again, look how pigmented that is. So pretty. So pretty. And I love the fact that it does not move my foundation at all. And I was really happy to see Angie made blushes that can be used on a variety of skin tones. So that was actually fantastic. Perfect. Look at that. Love it. Next, we're going to put Fearless Fig, the lavender shade, and we're going to put that right here. And kind of meld it into that other shade. So you see how it has that kind of brightness? Really, really like that. All right. And just do the other side. So, very nice. All right. So now we're going to do the shimmers. So let me grab my Shine On Base by Clionadh and Bad to the Brow. This is my second one. I finished using one the other day. We're gonna just tap that over here. Smear it all where I want to have shimmers. And it does such a good job of increasing the longevity of my shimmers and decreasing creasing as well, which is great. So I think we're going to use Temptress, Temptation, and Wish. So Temptress, Temptation, and Wish. That's gonna be pretty. I'm excited about that. So we're gonna put Temptress, which is beautiful purple shimmer right here. Yep, on the outer. And look how smooth that is. They're just so smooth. I absolutely love that. And then we're gonna put Temptation, which is this green shimmer right here. I just love that. And then this lighter green right there, that's Wish on the inner part. And a little bit more of Temptress, we don't want to lose that. Temptation, excuse me. And then of course Temptress, the purple. I love that. That's gorgeous. Same thing on the other side. Nation. Wish. And start with Temptress. And these are just so smooth. They're always so smooth. Angie likes smoother, not as chunky shades because they tend not to crease, which someone who is getting to be more wise as I am, I appreciate that. So you're not going to get a bunch of fallout. They go on very smoothly, and then the creasing usually does not occur, which is all fantastic. That's just beautiful. I love that. So now I'm going to use a Singe Beauty EO1 brush and use that to kind of tidy up these a little bit. So I'm just going to go into each shade there. Kind of smooth them out. Now Temptation. And then Wish. Like so. Nice. For the lower lash line, we are going to grab Singe Beauty E11, which is this nice small pencil brush. And I'm going to put some of Seacrest right there. And then fade it into this other slightly darker green shade. I think it's Guerlain? No, Guardian. And then Forest Spirit. And then Temptation. And then back into the Paisely Hoot to get that darker shade. Get that dark brown. to connect the upper and the lower, like so. And then we're going to get another Singe Beauty, one brush going back into the Paisely Hoot. And I want to grab a little bit of the shimmer chevron and put it right there. Look how bright that is. I love that. Beautiful. Let me finish up, put on some liner and lashes, and I'll come back and show you the final look. I'm back, and here's the finished look. I just love how this turned out. I used the lashes in the style Whimsy Goth from Singe Beauty, and I just love how these look. The band is so thin, non-detectable. They were easy to put on, considering I don't wear real lashes, or I'll say non-glammatic lashes most of the time. But I really love how these look. I think they really spice up the look a lot. So definitely like these. I'm glad I have the 3-pack as well, but wanted to get a double of this one because I feel like this one would be one of the ones I would like the most. And I really do. It's very lightweight. They fit very nicely. I don't even feel like I have any lashes on. So like these a lot. So for the rest of my deets, I put my lower lash line. I put the Melt liner. This is from the Edward and Scissorhands collection. This is the one that's called Garden Sculpture. This is really pretty mint green, and I put that on the inner part of the lower lash line. And then on the outer part of the lower lash line, I put the it's called Fig. It's the Victoria Beckham satin kohl liner in the color Fig, just really beautiful purple. I thought that would look really nice with this, so I put that here. For my lip, I used from Unearthly Cosmetics. The lip liner is the shade Doom, which is this really pretty dark color. And then I used from Kaleidos a lip clay. This thing is old, but still works so well. And this is Queen of the Night, which is this really pretty deep purple shade. I thought that would really pretty with this look. So that's what I used there. Obviously, you saw me put on my 2 blushes. And then you saw, obviously, these 2 wonderful palettes. So final thoughts on this. I absolutely love Singe Beauty's formula. I love the way this looks. I love this purple and green fun combination I have going on today. Think that this palette is absolutely stunning. Angie did a great job as always. I just love how pigmented the mattes are, how creamy the shimmers are. They go on beautifully. This palette's a little bit bigger than her other palettes, so the retail for this is $52. I think this one's around $45. So the price difference is because you are getting more shades in this, but I really enjoy the formula. I love the brand. I have all the palettes, and you can see I have a lot of the brushes. Definitely a brush fan, and you saw me use them throughout my entire look today. So very happy with this. Feel really pretty. I'm gonna enjoy wearing this beautiful look out. And thank you all again for coming today. Again, congratulations to the New York Knicks for winning the NBA championship. So happy for the players there, even the ones that played for Villanova, Jalen Brunson, excuse me. Especially him, he was the MVP. Congratulations to him. I still am sad that you beat my UNC Tar Heels for the national championship, but well-deserved and well played. So thanks, guys, for coming. So remember, guys, live your best life. This is not a dress rehearsal. You are on stage. So make it the best performance ever. Till next time, guys.